Hallo Deutschlerner! Welcome to the second video in my series, The Iceberg of German Fluency. In this series, we're uncovering the 6 levels of German learning, A1 to C2, and exploring what you need to know at each stage to master the language. As a quick reminder, German fluency is like an iceberg. The A1 and A2 levels represent the surface that most German learners can reach. At these levels, you're still building your foundation with more grammar and vocabulary, allowing you to navigate simple conversations and situations. But as you progress below the surface from B1 to C2, you enter the true depths of the language, where complexity and nuance become the norm. In today's video, I'll show you the A2 level, the second and final layer at the surface of the water. If A1 was about learning how to introduce yourself and communicate in simple and immediate contexts, A2 is where you expand your abilities, hold slightly longer conversations, and handle more practical situations. Just like in the first video, I'll break this down into 4 parts. A general overview of the A2 level and what you can expect to achieve, the official CEFR description of A2 so you understand how your skills are measured, a list of grammar topics that you'll need to master in order to succeed at this level, and the conversational and communicative topics that you should focus on to reach the A2 proficiency. By the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap for mastering A2 German and feel ready to take on this level. Don't forget to check the video description for links to additional lessons and resources. Let's dive into the A2 level. At the A2 level, learners can communicate in simple and routine tasks that require direct information exchange. You'll start handling slightly more complex situations, such as shopping for more specific items, making travel arrangements, or describing your daily life and past experiences. Your vocabulary expands to about 1,000 words, and most learners reach this level after approximately 150 to 200 hours of study, roughly 6 months of consistent effort. A2 is about growing your confidence and becoming more independent in basic communication. It's still simple, but you'll start to notice a shift in your ability to understand and express more than just the basics. The Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or CEFR, is a set of standards that describes language proficiency and can be used to measure any language. While this is obviously meant for European language learners based on the name, it's incredibly well done, and so many people around the world, including myself, use this as a way to measure what learners need to know and how they measure up on the road to fluency. Each level is broken up into 5 parts: listening, reading, spoken interaction, spoken production, and writing. For this part of the video, I'll read the official description from CEFR and then add more information if I think it will help you understand better. Listening. I can understand phrases and the highest frequency vocabulary related to areas of most immediate personal reference. Example, very basic personal and family information, shopping, local area, employment. I can catch the main point in short, clear, simple messages and announcements. At A2, you'll still need people to speak slowly and clearly, but you can handle more practical topics. For example, you might understand train announcements like Der Zug nach München fährt 14 Uhr von Gleis 3 ab. The train to Munich is departing at 2 p.m. from track 3. Reading. I can read very short, simple texts. I can find specific, predictable information in everyday material such as advertisements, prospectuses, menus, and timetables, and I can understand short, simple personal letters. At this level, you'll begin to recognize simple written German in everyday context. You might read a train schedule or a menu and understand most of the important details, like the times or prices. Spoken interaction. I can communicate in simple and routine tasks requiring a simple and direct exchange of information on familiar topics and activities. I can handle very short social exchanges, even though I can't usually understand enough to keep the conversation going myself. You'll start to handle more practical exchanges like asking for directions. Entschuldigung, wo ist die nächste Apotheke? Excuse me, where is the nearest pharmacy? And understanding simple answers like Gehen Sie geradeaus und dann links. Go straight ahead and then left. Spoken production. I can use a series of phrases and sentences to describe in simple terms my family and other people, living conditions, my educational background, and my present or most recent job. You'll go beyond single sentences to short, simple descriptions. For example, Ich wohne in einer kleinen Wohnung in Berlin. Es gibt ein Schlafzimmer, eine Küche und ein Wohnzimmer. I live in a small apartment in Berlin. There is a bedroom, a kitchen, and a living room. Writing. I can write short, simple notes and messages relating to matters in areas of immediate needs. I can write a very simple personal letter, for example, thanking someone for something. You can write short texts like an email to a friend. Hallo Anna, vielen Dank für deine Einladung. Ich komme am Samstag 15 Uhr. Bis bald. Hello Anna, thank you for the invitation. I am coming on Saturday at 3 p.m. See you soon. And now for the necessary grammar. Nouns and articles. Dative case for indirect objects. Ich gebe dem Mann das Buch. I am giving the man the book. Genitive case for possession. Das ist das Buch des Lehrers. This is the book of the teacher, or this is the teacher's book. Declension of articles across all four cases: nominative, accusative, dative, and genitive. Weak nouns, or nouns that take an N for every case except nominative. Der Junge, den Jungen. Compound nouns: Hausaufgabenheft, homework notebook. Verbs: the imperative mood, command form in all of its forms. The past tense in the Präteritum of common verbs like war, hatte, ging, and kam. The present perfect tense for regular and irregular verbs. Ich habe gespielt, ich bin gegangen. Separable verbs in the perfect tense. Ich habe eingekauft. Reflexive verbs in accusative and dative. Ich freue mich. Ich wasche mir die Hände. Verbs with fixed prepositions such as warten auf and sprechen mit. Future tense with werden. Ich werde morgen lernen. Sentence structure. Subordinate clauses and their word order with das, weil, wenn, and ob. Relative clauses. Das ist der Mann, der im Park läuft. That is the man who is running in the park. Indirect questions. Kannst du mir sagen, wo der Bahnhof ist? Word order with time, manner, and place. Ich gehe morgen mit Freunden ins Kino. I'm going to the movie theater tomorrow with friends. Conjunctions that change the word order, such as deshalb, trotz, and dann. Pronouns, specifically reflexive pronouns in the dative case. Ich kaufe mir ein Buch. I am buying myself a book. Demonstrative pronouns in accusative and dative. Denen, diesem, and jenen, for example. Relative pronouns in the nominative and accusative and also the dative case. Der, die, das, dem, and denen. Interrogative pronouns, also known as question words, such as wessen, whose. Adjectives, specifically adjective endings with indefinite articles in all cases. Ein großer Hund, eines großen Hundes. Adjectives with dative prepositions. Zufrieden mit, interessiert an, and so on. Comparatives with als and so wie. Er ist größer als ich. Sie ist so nett wie er. Adjectives as nouns. Der Alte, die Junge. Prepositions, such as the genitive prepositions trotz, während, wegen, and anstatt. Also the two-way prepositions with the accusative case used with motion and dative case used with location. Ich stelle das Buch auf den Tisch. Das Buch liegt auf dem Tisch. Fixed prepositional phrases such as im Gegensatz zu or auf jeden Fall. Modal verbs, specifically modal verbs in the past tense. Ich musste, du konntest, wollte. Modal verbs with multiple verbs in a sentence. Ich hätte gehen müssen. Conjunctions, such as the subordinating conjunctions bevor, nachdem, obwohl, damit, and so on. Compound conjunctions or two-part conjunctions, sowohl als auch. Weder, noch. Entweder, oder. The basics of the passive voice. Present tense passive, for instance, der Brief wird geschrieben. The simple past version of passive, der Brief wurde geschrieben. Conditional sentences, such as very basics with conditional with wenn. Wenn ich Zeit habe, helfe ich dir. And the conjunctive 2 for polite requests, such as könnten Sie mir helfen? What does this all mean in practical terms? What can you actually talk about at this level? This list should cover it, expressing time and quantity. More complex time expressions such as vor 2 Jahren and in 3 Wochen. Approximation with circa or etwas or ungefähr. Expressing frequency such as manchmal, selten, oft, or meistens. Using mehr als and weniger als for comparisons. Ich habe mehr Zeit als du. Expressing emotions and opinions. Ich bin enttäuscht, dass. Ich denke, dass. Describing events and activities. Es war ein schöner Tag, weil... This includes past events, by the way. Describing your daily routine in more detail. Morgens stehe ich auf, frühstücke und fahre zur Arbeit. Making plans for the future. Am Samstag werde ich mich mit Freunden treffen. On Saturday, I will meet up with friends. Shopping for specific items. Ich suche ein paar Schuhe in Größe 42. I'm looking for a pair of shoes in size 42. Asking for and giving directions. Gehen Sie geradeaus und dann rechts. Go straight ahead and then right. Talking about your job or studies. Ich bin Lehrer. Ich arbeite in einer Schule. I am a teacher. I work in a school. Giving advice and making suggestions. Du solltest mehr Deutsch sprechen. You should speak more German. That's what you need at the A2 level. At this stage, you're expanding your skills and becoming more independent in everyday German. If you're ready to take the next step, check out the resources linked in the description. And if you want to take a deeper dive into the iceberg, stay tuned for the next video where we will explore the B1 level. Bis später und viel Erfolg. Tschüss!